Hi, everyone. This is Tosh, and I'm here with my good girlfriend,
Sandra C.
And we call her number one, and you guys know why.
It's on the 411.
Yes.
and this is
The Bust Down, Jesus, and everything in between.
It's eye-catching.
Oh, it's a conversation.
It's everything.
It's the Bust Down.
Oh,
okay.
Today, you guys can see we have some lovely women. Some sisters.
Yes.
And today we're going to be talking about podcasting. These ladies have some amazing podcasts. I was so interested. We went on a trip to Texas, and I listened to ChaKina's.
Yes.
And it was interesting. It was like, I was okay, I really want to hear more about this.
It's real juicy.
This year, we met this lovely lady.
Yeah.
And we listened to yours a couple of times. So, hey, cousin.
Hey.
I know you listen. Right.
But before we get into it, Sandra, what's your bust down today?
Man, I think my bust down is my purple and this look pop of color. Maybe my hair. I don't know. I'm just busting it.
I think, and if they can see the shoes.
Oh, okay.
She tied
on no place like
yes, a little yes. I think it's everything. I think it's your hair. I think it's your makeup. I think it's your earrings. I think it's your outfit. I think it's your shoes.
Is that affirmation? Are you affirming me right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I love it.
And your Waffle House yellow.
My Waffle House yellow. Because, I'm for the ratchets.
Yeah.
So,
and so my bust down today is all about my hair. I wanted to add a little color. So that's my bust down. Yeah. All right. And so today, this episode is called
Podcasting.
It's More Than Just Talking.
Yes.
Right? And so we have some beautiful ladies, as we said earlier, that are here with us. To my right, I have Miss ChaKina. And to my far right, I have Miss LaTonia. And so let me just tell you guys a little bit about them.
Yes.
So to my far right is Miss LaTonia. She is the founder of Queen's Vision, the 4 Ones. Not 11, the 411. 1111. Okay.
So we won over here.
Okay. We all know. Okay. 4 Ones. Okay. A groundbreaking production company specializing in podcasts. Within this realm, she birthed Nicole Please, a sacred space where women openly confront concealed challenges. Ooh, you just spoke to me. LaTonia's impact extends beyond her podcast. She also spearheads Girl, Bet on Yourself, a mentorship program empowering female entrepreneurs to harness self-love and heal from childhood traumas.
Oh, I'm so interested.
Right. As a member of the planning committee of ARKAST, ARKAST, the Arkansas Podcast Festival, LaTonia contributes her expertise to nurture and amplify voices within her community. Guided by her empowering mottos, bet on yourself and mind your business and drink your water. Okay.
Yes.
Water's good. Yes.
I like that.
Yes. LaTonia Holmes continues to inspire women to embrace their worth and pursue their passion with unwavering determination. So thank you for being here today.
Yes, don't leave.
I'm so excited.
I'm so interested.
I'm a family. Yes.
Cousins.
And then we have Miss ChaKina, who I do have to confess, I've known her for 30 plus years.
She said she knew where all the bodies at, baby.
All of them. Yes. She told it. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Miss ChaKina Phillips Parker resides in Little Rock, Arkansas. She currently holds a Master's of Arts in Public Administration, a Bachelor's of Arts in Criminal Justice with emphasis in pre-law, a Bachelor of Science in Public Administration, and Associates in Business Management. And she is a licensed all lines adjuster. Okay, interesting. A woman of many talents.
Right.
She is a member of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated and Arkansas Women Empower and Aspire for Diversity. She is currently employed with Entergy LLC, where she has worked for 23 years in upper management. She is the mother of 4 beautiful children, Courtney, Kaylin, and Carson. She is divorced, but definitely dating and mingling. Okay, let's just put that out there.
Single, ready to mingle.
Okay, I got two. In her free time, she loves to visit different spas. Yes, she does.
For real.
Yeah, as well as appear on her podcast discussing all things life. That is currently under revamp. Her passion is public service, politics, and African American history. Again, let's welcome these ladies.
I mean, like women empowerment. I'm just so into it.
Right. Oh my goodness. So before we get started, asking questions, please tell us what's your bust down.
Yeah.
My bust down is that I'm dressed on a Saturday.
Okay. That is a conversation.
Okay. It's bonnet and cleaning.
Okay. Yeah.
We're glad to have you here.
Yes. And Miss LaTonia.
So my bust down is my nails.
Always.
Yes.
When you first met me, my nails.
Your
That's
nails.
The first thing that
Yes.
people see is my nails. So I always have my nails done. They're always wear them long, and they always have a funky design on them. So.
Okay.
I couldn't write. I have to speak everything. All my notes, everything. So I'll be like, okay.
Well,
But I love it.
I've been wearing my nails this long. My mom started taking me to the nail shop when I was like 14.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't let me get them this long, but I've just grown accustomed. And so once I hit like 18, when I thought I was grown, I started getting them long, and I've been wearing them long ever since. So I type super fast.
Okay.
Wow.
I worked in manufacturing with my long nails.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just used to it.
Well, they're definitely a conversation starter.
They look expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Money talks about it. I'm basic.
Me too.
Pretty though.
Yes.
Pretty. Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. So the word for today, or words, are creativity and collaboration.
Yes.
And so Google defines creativity as the use of the imagination of original ideas, especially in the production of artistic work. I think they're so speaking about your nails. And then when it comes to collaboration is just defined by Google as the action of working with someone to produce or create something.
Yeah.
And so, as you guys know, Sandra and I are newbies, right? We're newbies in this. And so you guys have been in the game for quite some time. And so we know we need knowledge. We need collaboration. We are always trying to be creative in how we reach our audience. And so we would like you guys to impart some wisdom into us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So ChaKina, and this question is for both of you guys, but I'm just going to say ChaKina first so
Okay.
you can start it off. How long have you been podcasting, and what motivated you to begin?
My podcast, we started the initial going through the growing pains, as I like to call it, like 3 years ago.
Mhm.
Me and my co-host Monique Freeman. Shout out to Monique.
Okay, Monique.
MoMo, as we call on the show.
MoMo.
But what interests me is I went on a trip to Pensacola. We met through a mutual friend, and she was playing when she was doing these lives on Facebook. And it's like anytime anything happened, whether it's in politics or, it could be something that's going on that's like a trending topic. Everybody want to know what ChaKina thinks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I think, and then y'all not going to be able to shut me up. So so that's how we got started. And so me and her started brainstorming, and we came up with the MoMo and KiKi show about 3 years ago.
Okay, cool. All right, so
for me, it was kind of similar, but then a little different. So I too am one of those people are like, what you think about this, Nicole? What you think about that? Or I always have something to say. I can't, So that's how I thought of the name Nicole Please, because I'll be talking and people be like, Nicole Please, I'm sorry. So my name is authentic. And then I had been like going through some stuff, and I've always been a big podcaster as far as listening. So my podcast is a little over a year old. It's about a year and a half old. I could not sleep one night, and I had been saying I'm gonna start a podcast, but I never did, and I was scared. I was wondering what people were gonna think, and I could not sleep. And it was like a week I could not sleep, and so it was 2:00 in the morning, and I kept hearing it's time to record, and I'm like, okay, Lord. And so I made some tea. I sat at my dining room table. Yeah. I hit play on record on my phone and recorded my first episode. And I did not expect it to blow up the way that it did
Wow.
at all. And that next day, I had like 100 listens. And people were like, Nicole, this is what you were supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I'm like you, it's some growing pains. Like it is, but it's your baby.
Wow.
And so, just like you do your kids, your podcast is like, you'll learn different stuff along the way, but it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It's for sure worth it.
Hearing you guys talk about that, and I know we just got into just question one, but it made me think about our very first episode where we talked about jumping. And a lot of times people jump because there was an idea planted, right? Or a situation happened. Or you just felt like, hey, this is something I'm supposed to do. And so thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
Because I think that gives more people the guts to, hey, I can do this too. Yeah. Okay.
What was your first record? Like, what was the title?
It was, oh God, Bet on Yourself.
Okay.
I think it was Girl, Bet on Yourself. And I think that was, it's a lot of times when I record, I'm talking to myself. Like it's me talking to myself, it's me getting it out. Because a lot of times we hear, people say stuff to us and we give people advice, but we don't listen to our own advice.
Yeah.
So what I do is I record it and then I go back and listen to it. I'm going to go through something and go back and listen to like one of my episodes and be like, oh, that's the answer that I needed.
Right.
Like it was already planted in me before a future time or for a future situation.
Right.
And so, yeah, that was my.
What was yours?
That was so salacious.
Well, disclaimer. First, me and my co-host, we're both single and mingling.
Okay.
So, our first topic was, and let me say this first, ours is live. So we don't edit. It is like raw and authentic. What you see is what you get.
Okay.
So our topic was, and we bring a male perspective, we bring on every show. So our first topic was, well, I'm beating around this bush. Was, what is your sexual maintenance before you're intimate? Everyone like, do you go get a wax? Like, are there certain products? So my co-host, she had this whole table full of products.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, girl, I'm not bringing no products. I'm just going to talk to them. But she like really went through, and this, I use it for this. Like she even had something for like that. I think like some pads like that she used for her nipples. It was,
okay.
It was, from then we discovered our show was going to be like the MoMo and KiKi show. But again, like, I'm not that salacious. Like I want it to be groundbreaking, but also, I have children that near me, as well as I teach Sunday school. So from that point on, I decided
Bring it back a little bit.
We were going to be the censored and uncensored. I'm censored and she uncensored. So she get to go off on them, and I get to sit there and be like, oh, okay.
Okay. You are very complex. You said you teach Sunday school?
I do.
Look, let God use it now. He got to get that message out to everybody. I love it.
Watch the episode. You'll see why I'm censored.
Okay.
What was your first location when you started podcasting?
So my first location was my dining room table.
Okay.
And then I was like, I listened to it. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds so horrible. Like, what can I do for there not to be an echo? So I started doing my research. And so then I went into a smaller room for the next couple of episodes. And then eventually I moved into a house that was big enough. So I have a studio in my house. And now I'm groundbreaking studio number 2. So I have my location and my stuff has been ordered. But like I started at my dining room table. It doesn't take a lot. Like it's just you, your phone, and what you have to say.
Okay.
So for us, we actually started in my co-host's living room. She, again, I can say she's single, so she had this really sexy, sleek living room, and we take from there. And then we started renting Airbnbs, and we did there, and then we did one in my kitchen island. But now the revamp, I've redesigned my living room space where it goes as my living room, and it's also sexy and sleek.
Okay.
do podcasts.
I think that's cool that both of you guys said it started literally somewhere that's very accessible for you. You didn't have to go and pay rental fee. You know, like you just did it in your home. So I think that's cool.
Or that even, I think it's really cool too that you obeyed the voice. You know,
I was tired of
heard it and then you pushed it out. Like, you know.
Well, you know what? I was tired of repeating myself. Like, you call me and ask me what I think, then somebody else called me. I was like, I'm going to get one message.
Listen and go back and listen.
Yes.
So go on YouTube. And there it is. Message to this. Right. The topic is there. Okay. I think that's cool.
Okay. What do you guys think makes a show successful? ChaKina?
I think all about be careful like who you book. I think energy, I'm a big energy person. So, and I guess because I'm one of the people, whatever the energy is in the room, that's the same energy I'm gonna give. So it's like, be careful when you're booking people. Not saying that it won't make it successful, but you don't want to be like on such a high and then you and somebody else and they're just like a Debbie Downer and it's low, you know, that doesn't build for a successful episode.
Right.
So, and you want thinking about the longevity of your show. So I just say be mindful of, you know, who you bring, regardless of if that person like, oh, they're really, really good. They may be good for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
They may not be good for you.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. And I agree with you for sure on there. I'm mindful of what I say because I never know who's watching. In terms, for me, my show is not a live show. I record, edit, and then drop it like on Spotify and stuff like that. But I think what's made my show be successful, and I think y'all are gonna be, you're successful now. It's gonna take off.
Well, I think I received it.
Be authentic to who you are.
Okay.
Don't let anything change you. You know, no matter what room I walk in, this is who they get. So I think being authentic and true to who you are deep down inside. Don't cover something that you're not comfortable covering.
Okay.
You know, I never cover topics. If it's not something that I've been through, I don't discuss it. Because that doesn't, if I've never encountered it or dealt with it, I'm not qualified to talk about it.
Right.
Because I don't know, you know.
Okay.
So I talk about stuff that I can express what I went through, how I overcame it. And then that could be helpful to someone else. I've never been married before, so I can't talk about being married because I don't know what it's like being married. And so I will be a single woman giving married woman advice as someone who's never been married before.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point because like even with our first topic, like I was still married. So like, you know, even with the Sunday school, I can only speak from a married perspective of what I do before I would but she was speaking from a single perspective and then, you know, went through divorce and it blew up. And so then, you know, the perspective changed.
It shifts.
So, but that's really good.
Yeah.
Like that.
What advice can you give to others who are thinking of starting a podcast?
Do it.
Do it. You got to jump again.
There are so many podcasts, and I hate the whole crabs in the barrel mentality. Like there is room for everybody. There is room for everybody. Just like you have, you know, everybody listens to different podcasts for different things. Everything is not going to be everybody's jush. Yeah, that's why, like when she said, you know, don't be swayed by what, you know, other people. This may be something for somebody. Everything has an audience.
Yes,
absolutely.
So I feel like if it's in you to do it, just do it.
Okay.
That's it.
My last episode I just recorded is in you, not on you.
Okay.
But
all of it.
It's in you. It's in you. I say absolutely do it. Your audience is going to be your audience. So we all have a podcast. We can all cover the exact same topic. And the people who listen to your podcast and you covering that topic may be like, that don't make no sense. But then they'll come listen to me say it and they're like, oh my goodness, that makes perfect sense. So your audience is going to be your audience. There's a million podcasts out there. Don't let that sway you from starting a podcast. Like they say, Wendy's and McDonald's right next to each other. They don't care.
That is so good.
They do not
CVS
care.
and Walgreens
are always like cattle corner to each other. And people who like CVS are going to go to CVS. I've even gone to CVS to get some Zyrtec.
And went to Walgreens.
Yeah. Yes. And they said we can't sell you that Zyrtec over the that prescription Zyrtec over the counter because you don't get your prescriptions filled here. But Walgreens will. You just have to have your driver's license showing that you're 18.
Yeah.
So there's no competition because they know they're going to make their money regardless.
Right. Like Tasha's favorite stores. Kroger's.
I love
and Walmart.
I'm a Target girl, but I like Kroger.
I love Target too.
I'm a Walmart girl. I'm sorry. Walmart cheaper. I don't care what she's
I can't do their fruit no more. I can't do their produce no more.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love what you guys just said because a lot of times we think that they're doing it, so I can't do it, or if I'm going to do it, it has to be just like them.
That's speaking to me right now.
You know what? Even so much so, like y'all don't have 2 college kids. So my son, we encounter. I said, you all know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do know that we've been friends for 30 years.
Yes, you all know I have 2 college kids. But my son, we talked about doing a podcast together for generational, you know, from his perspective, from my perspective. And it doesn't interfere with what I have going with my coach because it's room for everybody.
Yes.
Right? So, absolutely.
I wish my daughter would get on my podcast. She come home from college and I'm like, you gonna get on the episode? No, ma'am.
Oh, that would be so
great. She not going for it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay. So are there any podcasting organizations that are local that podcasters can join?
I don't know of any, like, for me, networking, like, you know, being in this setting. I'm not saying that they're not. I just don't know of any personally.
So there are, I'm a member, it's Arkansas Podcast Collaborative.
Okay.
So it is a 501c3 company. And so what they'll do is you can contact them. They do free consultations. They'll teach you about different stuff. You can, I think they loan out equipment. So if you don't have equipment, they have a site where you can upload your, the name of your podcast. So that if people come from out of state or people in Arkansas are want to know what podcasts are produced in Arkansas, they can go on the site and search it. But I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Okay.
We don't know if we don't network.
That's right.
That's huge.
So I did not know about this organization. A friend of mine, after I started my podcast, I had it for about 6 months, and she saw a posting that they were having, it's called RCAST, which is, and it's a annual conference that they have. I knew nothing about it. So she tagged me in it, and I reached out to the guy, to one of the founders, and he was like, yeah, come on. And I went, and I've been a member ever since because there's so much knowledge. Yeah. There's so many podcasters out there. And we don't I didn't know you had a podcast. I had no idea. But there's so many podcasts in Arkansas we don't know.
Right.
And so this is like a central location or like a centralized conference that they have every year. They have one in Little Rock, and then they have one in Northwest Arkansas.
Right.
And you go meet other podcasters. They have breakout sessions, teach you stuff.
Yeah.
They have like different companies that sell like mics and cameras and stuff, different vendors, but you never know if you don't venture out in there. And so I try and promote that. Like which y'all know, I share everybody's stuff on Facebook. I want everybody to win, but that is one, and it's a really good tool. Like it's a really, really good tool. It's free to put your podcast on the site. Yeah,
that goes back to that word of collaboration.
That's it.
Yeah, it's the way God has us designed, this is how I feel, this is my feelings about it, is that there's no one person that knows everything, that can do everything. And so we have to rely on each other. My mom always said, closed mouth don't get fed.
Come on now, you're going to be hungry.
So you guys coming on here and sharing this wealth of knowledge, it is speaking to us.
It really is.
And so I'm sure there are other viewers that it's speaking to. Yeah, so thank you for being so open and honest.
I wish I had somebody to tell me. So anything I learn, like I'm like, listen, this may not work for you, it didn't work for me, but it might work for you. So try this.
Yeah.
And and hence why my podcast was built, because I love to give information. Sometimes I give it more than people ask for. I can't help myself.
Yeah, that's why we love you.
Okay.
So What's one memorable show, question or guess that was on your podcast? I'm sorry.
Oh goodness. So there's a guy, I don't want to say his name because I don't know why, but he was memorable because we had two segments. One segment was Do Side Chicks Save Marriages? So that was that was one of the questions asked, and the other one was posed as what's your freak number? And he was memorable to me because, again, like my boundaries of where I'm going to go. Like, this is the show, but I'm not going to step outside of that boundary of who I am. Now, MoMo can do what MoMo do, but I'm KiKi, and KiKi not. And so he was just so salacious, and he was out there about, everything he did and what his freak number was. But KiKi would never say what her freak number was. So it was memorable to me because I had to finally tell him, look, my freak number is 0. That's all you need to know. He was like, but I want to know what KiKi's is. So I was like, KiKi's is 0. So that's why he was memorable to me, because he was just going to press,
draw it out.
And I respect the boundary that you have for yourself. Like, you know what you will and will not cover, and that's it. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. You're not gonna make me come out of who I am.
At that point, I started reading the comments. Like, I'm gonna read the comments.
Oh, because it's live.
It's live. So I get to read other people's feedback. If I know if I don't have anything to engage at that moment, that's a boundary that I'm not gonna cross, then I become the person that I'm gonna read the
moderator.
Like, I can switch real quick. Yeah. So, and you can't even tell. I'm like, disassociate.
So my most memorable show, it's not a guest, it's the episode. It was a more recent episode. I have a lot of people who are like, I don't want to listen to her show. What makes her qualified to discuss this, and that? Mind you, that doesn't bother me. They talk. What did my grandma say? They talk about Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What makes you think they talk about you?
Right.
But it was the first time I ever opened up about my story, which Tosh, part of my story. And it was so freeing for me. And I did not realize I was going to get the feedback that I did. And I didn't realize that there were so many other Black women who were like, girl, like our lives mirror each other. Like, it's the same. There has been a lot. And so that was probably my most memorable show. Because it's like, I am go to therapy. Like, I tell people all the time, like, a sister, I can't help you, go to therapy. Like, I can only help you so far. But that was, it took a lot for me to even record it. And it took me 2 days after I edited, and I'm like, just do it. Like, just do it. Somebody needs it.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So we're approaching that time where we have a thought of the day. Before we get there, I want to do a little bit of a small business spotlight.
Yes.
Okay. And so I do want to spotlight you all's business of podcasting.
Thank you.
Guys, listen to the cousins. And the MoMos and the KiKi.
Yeah.
You have a small business you want to highlight?
Well, I just want them to be able to tell people where they can find their podcast.
Well, my podcast right now we're revamping, but you will be able to find us on Spotify, and we do broadcast it live over Facebook and Instagram. So stay tuned. We do have a page, the MoMo and KiKi Show. So follow us there.
All right.
So my podcast, you can find it on my website. It's www.NicolePleasePodcast.com. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio.
Let's
keep going. There's one more, but I can't remember what it is. But if you go to my website, it'll have all the icons of where you can listen to it.
What's your website?
NicolePleasePodcast.com.
Okay.
And she has a new show.
I do.
Yes, go on, tell the people.
Now, this is the Salacious Show. However,
just like the Sunday school.
Are you a Sunday
school? But it circles back to what you said about boundaries.
Yeah.
There are certain things I just will not discuss.
Yeah.
So I let it know from the get-go. Look, if y'all want to talk about that, then you just I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine, Kim, we have a show on the Real Underground Radio, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Real Talk with TT Kim and LaTonia. And then our male co-host is his name is T. Elliott. Every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, Facebook Live on the Real Underground Radio Show.
Nice. Okay.
Right at the Bible study.
Right at the Bible study.
So here we are with Just a Thought.
Yes.
And our Just a Thought is going to come from the scripture of Hebrews 10, 24 to 25. And it reads, and let us, I feel like at church, and it reads. Everybody stand for the word. And let us consider how we may spur one another toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. And so I feel like you all talked about that a lot, how what you said about if you don't get out there, you don't know.
Yeah.
If you don't collaborate, if you don't talk to them. So, but the big thing is you all stand for empowering not just women, but people to do exactly what it is they look forward to doing. And so collaboration is huge and forsaking out our gathering. So I want to be able to meet with you guys more, sit down, kick it together. Maybe we should go to the podcasting thing together.
Yeah.
To do that because I want to know more.
Yeah.
So we got that to our
information.
Yeah. I'm
so
excited.
We thank y'all for coming.
Yes.
This has been so fun.
Yes.
Thank you.
I got a new podcast.
I know.
Yes. So how you feeling?
I feel like I'm ready to do some more.
I know, right? I feel like I have more direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just do it.
Just
That's
do
it.
it.
Like Nike. This is not sponsored by Nike.
No.
But just do it.
Yeah. This was good. So we want to thank you guys for coming on, spending time with us, and imparting great knowledge into us. So thank you.
That. And we just ask our, if you're new to us, welcome to our show. Like, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And if you need to, you can also email us at the BJEB at gmail.com.
One more time. The BJEB at gmail.com. Okay.
He was funny.
Did y'all have fun?
Yes.
We have to do this again. So thank you guys. And till next time. Bye.
Have a good one.
Be creative.
Be authentic.
Be beautiful.
Be all the things God has designed you to be.
Don't be apologetic for not allowing others to make you feel like you don't matter.